Welcome to the channel. In this video, we're going to discuss what is needed to open an estate account. Opening an estate account is an important part of the estate process that will need to occur if there's even one financial institution that at the time of their passing will not provide a means of putting a TOD or a POD designation, or the deceased did not put one on the account. And for reference, TOD and POD stands for transfer on death or payable on death. Checks will be made out to the estate of the deceased for these accounts instead of stating their name by itself. So as an example, a check made out to the estate of John Smith must be deposited into the estate account of John Smith, not an account that has John Smith as being the primary or joint owner of a bank account. Now, to open this account, you will need the following information: the death certificate, letter of administration or letter of testimony that names you as a personal representative of the deceased, your ID, and then an estate EIN number. The letter of administration or letter of testimony that names you as the personal representative of the deceased comes after completing the probate process. This means you will most likely not be able to open it from anywhere to 3 to 6 months or longer after filing for probate. So it will be really important to determine whether or not you need to file for probate right away to obtain funds for the estate, or you can wait after the person has passed. Keep in mind that any checks that are made out to the estate of must be deposited within 180 days or approximately 6 months, otherwise they need to be reissued. The estate EIN is something that you get by applying for it from the IRS's website. There are going to be many sites out there that will try to help you obtain an EIN number or an employee identification number by you paying them to help you go through this process. But this is completely free if it's done during the week, Monday through Friday, between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. Eastern Time on the IRS's website. And yes, the IRS literally has designed their site to only allow EINs to be created during these times. I'm going to put into the description a link to where you go to go do this. Estate accounts, so you know, do not work like regular bank accounts, at least from what I've seen at the time of this video. Most financial institutions will not provide online access to these accounts, such as bill pay or Zelle. They will be created as passbook accounts, where one needs to write physical checks and make deposits at the branch itself. This is because even though an estate account may be open for years, depending on the estate's needs, they are really only meant to be open for a short period of time and then used for transactions for the transition of funds from the deceased financial institutions to the beneficiaries listed in the will. However, I've discovered in my research as being an executor that you may be able to open an estate account with a brokerage firm that may provide some online and bill pay components based on how their accounts are normally established. If the person was famous or will still receive residuals or some form of royalties from their work after their passing, it will be appropriate to discuss the best course of actions with an estate attorney to help set up a more permanent estate account or an estate process for long-term use. Hopefully this video gives you some insights into these topics and you now have a good starting point for creating the estate account. Selecting the right financial institution to hold the estate account will be something that you will need to decide as being the executor of the estate, and if needed, with some guidance from an estate attorney. One recommendation would be is to make sure, because the fact that most of these accounts will require you to go into the bank to make deposits, that you choose a bank that has branches close by where you live so you don't have to commute very far to go and make any physical deposits. As always, like, subscribe, and share this video with anyone you feel can benefit from this information. Also, feel free to leave any comments and I will try to answer them the best I can. Depending on what comments are left, it might require me to make additional videos, so feel free to ask away.